An update tonight on that battle between agitated Birmingham neighbors and a man who created an encampment near their homes.
Now we are live and on your side in the Collegeville neighborhood. The group, whose leader says it's a spiritual ministry, has moved around central Alabama, and your reporter Shane Trail first made contact with the group in Walker County last year. What is the update and what are city leaders saying about this?
Yeah, Morgan, Josh, I spoke with Lando, the group's leader, this morning, and it does appear that the size of his ministry has grown with more followers. Lando says that he actually bought this property that they're currently staying at in North Birmingham, and residents nearby have concerns.
If there are some type of fanatical religious group, persons who have been indoctrinized to their leaders' beliefs, I would hate to think that that's in my backyard.
Jimmy Smith has lived in Collegeville for all 93 years of his life.
He's kind of like the neighborhood grandpa. We go to neighborhood association meetings together, and he's been letting us know about this for a while.
In the past several months, Smith and the community he loves have gotten some new neighbors. The group says they are a peaceful spiritual ministry who believe their leader, Lando, is an incarnation of Jesus. He says they've been chased out of every place across central Alabama where they try to set up as a home base for their community.
They are defaming us because we are not squatters. We ain't never squatted nowhere.
But this time, their leader says they have receipts. You guys bought this property.
I bought this from my brother because we didn't have anywhere to hold over at until I can find a suitable place. And he'll come to harass me.
For Jimmy Smith and other neighbors, owning the property down the road from their homes doesn't solve their concerns, including several roaming dogs that live on the property and sanitation concerns for the roughly 40 people who live there with no running water or power.
If that encampment around there or that group is within the law, I have no qualms with it. If they are not within the law, then I think they should be removed.
All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Racha, Kodash, double honors to apostles of GMS, and a sincere Shalom to the brothers out there pushing this truth and sincerity. Y'all Christians still can't even get together on this stuff. Now, granted, I mean, I guess it makes sense, but I mean, you would think he's Christian, you're Christian. I mean, I know you're expecting white Jesus, as Uncle Ruckus likes to say. But damn, I mean, you could have just qualified him as a Jesus or a Jesus under Jesus, I guess. Yeah, I guess you would consider that heresy, which we all do. But newsflash, neighborhood grandpa, there is a black Jesus. It's just not that one. But you may not even be here to even see that when all this stuff kicks off. Or knows, actually, the Lord might keep you here just so you witness it. But we having all these different Jesuses running around. We already had Yaju, who called himself Jesus. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if there was someone in every state calling themselves Jesus, now that I think about it. Or even over other countries. I would not be surprised, honestly. I mean, you got people, you even got Ishikar that be named after Jesus, or be called Jesus. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. But the fact that that name has power, because the Lord gave it power to make it to where if these people call themselves Jesus, they can actually get followers. That is the crazy part, and it's quite hilarious. But the description is off. I'm not just talking about looks. I'm talking about behavior in terms of power. What would be happening. So to clarify, or to give an example, this is Matthew 24, and I'm gonna start at 24. This is Matthew 24:24. It says, "For there shall arise false Christs." This is just to show how many of these false people they are, and false prophets, and shall shew great signs and wonders. Now that's more so Esau than anything, because he's the only one that's really doing that. And so much that, if were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Now the elect is in various other things that we're still trying to wake them up from. They could be part of this guy's group for all we know. Yaju even possible, right? We don't know. But to be also deceived, that if especially being a part, especially waking up into the truth and waking up out of this stuff, some of us could actually fall back into that world. We have already seen it, so that's the scary part. It says, this is verse 25. Behold, I have told you before. Wherefore, if they shall say unto you, Behold, he is in the desert, go not forth. Behold, he is in the secret chambers, believe it not. For as the lightning cometh out of the east, and shineth even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. These are going to all these false wonders that be going on. Esau and these other people are like, but mainly Esau. It says, for wheresoever the carcass is, there will eagles be gathered together. Now, the reason I say Esau a lot, because we already know that he has the technology to make these wonders. But even he claims himself to be a Jesus. That he has that power that the Lord gave unto him. He is technically a Jesus in his own right. So that's why all these that's why you're gonna have many false Jesus or false Christ in many forms of shapes and sizes, right? So that's just to clarify that one. So here's something that even in the scriptures it said that's supposed to happen when we see the Messiah again, right? Because he believes he is the reincarnation of Jesus and claiming he is Jesus, but his name is Lando, which means he's been on this earth longer than me and calling himself this, which means things should have happened. Here's one. This is Luke 21 and 28. Actually, I might start with, I'm starting with Revelations 1 and 7. I'm going a little strong with this one. It says, Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all the kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, amen. So, why is none of this happening? Why when I look at him, I'll be like, why am I not terrified? Why am I, or so when I look at him, why am I not feeling the spirit of that we're getting out of this place? Seeing that terrible power of that great man. It says he will come for clouds, but he ain't see no clouds. I mean, I guess his power will be the rainy days that stores up the dark clouds, right? I guess you could call that one. It says it says all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. I don't know about you people, but I don't see no wailing. I see people telling them to get lost and all that stuff. They should be terrified. We should be terrified because we don't know if we're at that of the elect. But there's no terrified from this guy. So I guess he's still in roaming phase as he was when he first came down. But the Lord's already done that. He ain't gonna go through that again. That doesn't make sense. He said his second coming could be with destruction. Why is it, if this is his second coming, why is he just roaming around trying to find a spot, having to pay for a spot? This is Matthew 23 and 34. It says, Wherefore, behold, I send unto you prophets and wise men and scribes, and some of them shall kill and crucify, and some of them shall ye scourge in your synagogues, and persecute them from the city to city. Now, He'll probably read that and say, yeah, we've been going from city to city, you know, because we've been getting kicked out. But now we have official land to be here. That's not even that's not even qualified in this day and age to be saying that. Because we where we at, get crucified, being told we get shot at, getting into fights and all this stuff. We move to a different spot, and the same thing still happens. We go to another brother's camp, the same thing happens. We got brothers that get shot at, probably do get shot, get stabbed, get into fights, all sorts of stuff. They hate us more because people actually would try to come up to us and try to start stuff. They just telling y'all to move. See, y'all don't qualify in that book. All this stuff. Like, look at him. How does he qualify? He has all these people here, and he doesn't send any of them out to do anything, at least as far as I can tell. But they don't dress the way that this. Well, of course, the garments ain't going to save you, but still, they don't look the part. They just look like a bunch of guys that just hanging out in one spot. Bunch of hippies, really, as I could basically nicely say. That's just all it looks like. So this is Luke 21 and 28. This is another thing that should happen if this is the second coming. And it says, and when these things shall begin to come to pass, then look up, lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. This is wisdom of Solomon 5 and 2. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that look so far beyond all that they looked for. Why is this not happening? We're supposed to see our Messiah cracking them clouds as if this is Judgment Day from Terminator. This guy's been here longer than me, and none of that has happened. How we're still going through prophecies, but he is supposed to be the second coming. Yaju was supposed to be the second coming. All these guys claiming to be Jesus. Where's the second coming? Y'all are just roamers trying to survive. We don't know where y'all get this stuff from, but this is nothing but falsity. This is why we don't pay these guys really no mind, honestly. But the only reason I did a video on this because it was actually kind of funny that there is another Jesus popping up. And the Lord's finding these guys with madness, honestly. They ain't followers for it, sure. But it ain't really profiting anything. I ain't just talking about money-wise either. This is all just worldly stuff that they gave themselves some delusion, some sickness that they have in their mind that they need to seek mental help. Just plain and simple. We know when the signs draw nigh. We know the Heavenly Father is coming back. We know that all these things are going to happen, and that He will be in the sky to crack everything, shake everything up, and destroy everything. This guy is just not it. So that's all I wanted to go into that. So this is a little edifying with that. Shalom.